my relationship with Iya started out as, just being friends. And I think if it didn't start that way, then, parang I think it would have been different. We got married nearly 10 years after it. But a lot of people don't know that on the 5th year, we were about to split up because parang we hit a plateau, and you need to, go through those failures, big failures, big mistakes in your life, because you learn from those mistakes.
You're also watching us on YouTube. Wow! That is so amazing, right?
At syempre, ang motto natin sa KwentoJuan is substance over status.
But again, we have to bloom where we are planted.
I have to be able to appreciate other people's beauty without doubting my own.
We have unique lives and stories to tell.
Yung mga blessings is also our responsibility.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of KwentoJuan,
Kung saan pagkukwentuhan natin ang lahat ng pwedeng pagkwentuhan.
Anything and everything
under the sun.
Swan. Pinilit talaga. Pilit natin Swan. Yo, today is a very special day for me. I'm super excited. Although I always say this every episode na it's a special day, but it really is. I'm so excited kasi yung mga kasama natin sa kwentuhan natin ay napaka-special sa buhay ko. Sobrang influential sa buhay ko. And he may not be aware of this, but when I was starting out, joining reality shows, talent searches, ganyan, ito talagang mama na to ang nag-influence sa akin para i-pursue yung path na pinursu ko. And I learned so much from him, kaya excited ako to bring him to this show because I'm sure that we're gonna learn a lot from this guy. So, walis tas mga kwentuhan, hindi ko na patatagalin pa. Let's all welcome Drew Arellano!
Yun. Woohoo!
What's up, Kuya Drew?
Hey guys.
Kamusta po?
What's up, man?
Ayan.
I'm good. It looks like you guys are very healthy and very safe. Parang napakalakas naman ng pressure na meron kayong matututunan galing sa akin. Parang hindi ko naman yata alam kung meron kayong matututunan. But I'll try my best.
Kuya Drew, kamusta naman? I know, di ba, biyahe na Drew, yung mga shows mo, nagka-travel ka. And with all the restrictions, I'm sure na-miss mo mag-travel, tama ba? Ano bang na-miss mo about traveling?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been my life for the past 16, 17 years. Every single week, I leave the house for 2 days, and I feature different places in the Philippines and all over the world. So parang definitely, I mean, everyone misses traveling during lalo na ngayon during the pandemic.
Yeah.
But of course, we had to prioritize our health, our safety. So medyo stay put muna tayo.
Yeah. Napanood ko nga na isa sa mga na-feature nilang lugar is yung province natin, which is Bulacan. And specifically, yung na-feature nila is yung DRT.
Doña Remedios Trinidad.
Sobrang ganda doon. As in.
I have to say that was the first episode when COVID happened. And I was blown away because the idea of looking for places that we are gonna feature was the places na pwedeng land travel from Metro Manila. Nagulat kami na parang, syempre ako, first time ko sa DRT eh. My other cameraman actually hails from Bulacan. So sabi niya, alam niya itong DRT na to. It's a destination for cyclists, for motorbikers. For adventurous, to be general about it. Sobrang ganda ng DRT na yan. Bilib na bilib ako. Beautiful. So, swerte nyo yung tiga Bulacan na meron kayong gem na DRT.
At syempre, alam naman nating lahat na si Kuya Drew, bukod sa pogi siya, okay? Bukod sa macho siya, talagang he's very active sa lifestyle, sa sports, but he's also into vlogging now, and nakikita natin, hindi lang siya, pero yung buong pamilya niya.
Yes.
And isa ako sa mga naging witness ng Singlehood ni Kuya Drew transitioning to being a father. And just a little bit of background, okay? Para malaman nyo yung context ng kinukwento ko. So years ago, I joined a talent search and that's where it all began. But I'm not gonna talk about it kasi ayoko na masilip nila kung ano itsura ko doon. Mukha akong tuyo na basta. Anyway, si Kuya Drew yung host noon.
Okay.
Tapos, I remember when I got eliminated, we were being asked to sign a management contract. Okay. Tapos, hindi ko makakalimutan, ang sabi sa akin ni Kuya Drew, sabi niya, huwag kang magmadali. Don't rush the process. And sabi niya, if you're really serious about being here in this industry, what you should prioritize is to be good at your craft. And sabi niya, if I were you, I would go for musical theater. Because all the best artists I've met are from musical theater. Yung sabi niya. So, niya kung ako sa'yo, mag-try ka mag-teatro. Because hindi ka lang mag-improve sa singing, sa acting, everything. So sabi niya, if I were you, I will hold back and I will train myself. Kasi sabi niya, you said this, yung pagsikat, pwedeng bukas hindi ka nasikat eh. Pero pag magaling ka at talented ka, hahanapin ka ng mga tao. Because, skill and talent, that's what's gonna make you stay in that industry. True enough, that's what I did. Talagang seryoso ko yung sinabi niya sa akin. And I remember vividly, yung pinakaunang musical theater show ko, nanood siya. Nagpunta siya doon and he really watched my first musical theater.
I remember that was in Quezon City.
Yeah,
diba?
sa PETA. I did Batang
PETA,
Rizal.
yes, PETA, correct.
Pero after nun, talagang I'm just watching him from afar. Kasi syempre ayoko naman mag-feeling close and everything. Pero I just wanna reiterate the impact of the wisdom that you have imparted to me. Kasi naalala ko pa na nag-audition ako for hosting naman. Tapos tinanong ko din siya, sabi ko, Idol, ikaw yung idol ko sa pag-host eh. Paano bang technique ganyan? So sabi niya, imaginein mo na yung camera ay bintana, nandyan yung mga nanonood, yung audience mo, sila yung kausap mo, and you're talking to the camera but you're talking to the people. So, all those little things na ginawa niya for me has actually impacted me a lot. And kaya ako interested and kaya ako excited, Kuya Drew, na makasama ka namin dito sa show. Because I'm sure we'll learn a lot from you. Naalala ko pa nung na-eliminate ako, nilibre niya kami nilibre niya yung buong lahat ng nilibre niya ng pagkain, gano'n. Talagang nagpinalubag niya yung loob ko kasi talagang masama yung loob ko nun eh. May na-eliminate bang masaya? Siyempre, di ba? Pero grabe lang. So, Kuya Drew, ito na yung una kong tanong sa'yo. Okay, so you've maximized being single. Tama ba? You've enjoyed your single life.
Yeah, I would like to think so. During college pa lang, even before being a part of this showbiz or industry in front of the camera, I think I have maximized my singlehood. Actually, ever since before, I've been trying to maximize everything during that time. So whatever I have or whatever I'm trying to achieve, I tried to make sure that I'm doing everything I can. So it doesn't have to be, you don't have to limit yourself as, being single, but the opportunities in front of you, just, try to grab it and utilize it because you don't actually know, where it will lead. Diba? Never know. But because you've grabbed that opportunity, and tried maximizing that. I guess that's the reason why I am where I am now because of that type of mindset.
Pwede ba ako magsingit ng tanong?
Go.
Kasi ako naman perspective ko hindi ko pa nakaka-interact si Kuya Drew pero years ago pinapanood ko yung mga shows niya. Para isa sa mga parang yung mga napupuntahan niya, tsaka yung siya mismo, parang nasa bucket list mo na, sana ganun ako ka-adventurous, sana mapuntahan ko rin yung mga lugar na mapuntahan niya. So, saan niyo po hinuhugot yung vibe, yung energy na, alam mo yung pag nagsasalita si Kuya Drew, di ba, yung energy nandun, yung talagang sobrang excited niya ginagawa niya. Di ba, kapag matagal niyo na po ginagawa yung ginagawa niyo, there are really times na parang napapagod ka din, tapos parang mawawalan ka rin ng gana. So, paano nyo siya nagagawang fresh every time na...
Diba, you know what they say, if you're enjoying what you're doing, then it's pretty much it. You're not really working. Of course, it's work because you're getting paid to do it. But a lot of people actually prioritize money, which I understand because sometimes pangangailangan talaga yon, di ba? And parang you have to survive. But it becomes a point in their life wherein yun na lang yung focal point. For me kasi, it was really about just getting that happiness. When you're happy, diba, when the endorphins are kicking in, everything else will follow it. I was never kasi how should I say this? I wasn't monetary focused. It wasn't monetary based what I was doing ever since before. And I think that was the key. Until now, that's still my mindset. I mean, bonus na lang talaga na, uy, may work? Okay, fine, cool. That's awesome. I never, how should I say this? This is probably gonna, destroy all, what most people are thinking because a lot of people are thinking hard work. I get it. I do get it. But for me, you need to love what you're doing. And for me, I actually prioritize working smart than working hard. Because if you can work smart, you achieve the same output, then you don't have to work that hard. You can do other stuff. You can prioritize other, facets in your life. Because work shouldn't be the main priority. You have, your partner, you have your immediate family, you have your kids, you have your, environment, your community. So parang hindi mo pwedeng bigyan ng 100% doon dahil pang kailangan i-manage, diba? Sa oras mo. But yeah, just going back to your question, I've always been like this. My energy's always been like this. When I'm sure, when sila Carl back then or whoever asked me about how I host, sabi ko, actually, I don't host. I just talk to you. This is how I talk. This is how I host, and this is how I talk to, people here at home or my friends or my family. So it's very conversational, and for me, it's so natural. And you're not trying to be who you're not. Diba? Parang just be yourself. You will have your own flavor. And because of that, parang you're just happy. Diba? Yun yung ko. That's been my, I guess, formula, if you want to call it, ever since before. Just be yourself.
This is a perfect picture of thriving and not striving, but just thriving in where you're excelling, diba? Sa magaling. Pero I guess this speaks volume about our measure of success or fulfillment in life. Yung buhay ni Drew is an example of yung measurement niya ng happiness. Because a lot of people pursue happiness and they think when I get more money or when I get more famous or when I get more likes or followers on social media, then I can finally say I'm happy. But here comes Kuya Drew telling us that you can be happy with what you have now. And our sense of fulfillment does not need to be dictated by how much money we have in our bank accounts. Although money is important, we're not degrading the value of money, right? And work is also essential. But our level of fulfillment, where does it lie? Saan ba nadidepende yung masasabi natin na masaya ako ngayon at happy ako ngayon? Kasi minsan, di ba Kuya Drew, may danger na may mga tao na I will never be happy until maabot ko to. Na magiging masaya lang ako, magiging fulfilled lang ako pag meron na ako nito. Pero what I'm learning from Kuya Drew now is you can be happy with what you have and enjoy what you have, and you can call that fulfillment and success on its own.
Tama. I mean, nadali mo yan. There's, di ba, happiness is not, syempre, sure, parang, I want to buy this material thing or whatever, a cell phone or whatever, a house and lot or a car. After that, kasi parang you're like, okay, done.
Now what?
Okay, but parang nawala yung happiness. Alam mo yan, but there's nothing like, of course, finding happiness is very relative. Diba? I mean, true. I find happiness in the smallest of things. Like, I find happiness na, nakaglalakad na yung isa pang anak ko, or yung isa na marunong na magsalita, or, nakatakbo ako ng 10K. Sometimes every single day, di ba, parang meron kang pinagkukuhanan ng happiness. And there is nothing like looking forward to something day by day. I'm not saying that money isn't one of those. It could be. It could be, di ba? But it shouldn't be the only one.
True.
You can definitely find happiness elsewhere.
Isisingot ko lang, tas promise mag-move on na tayo sa next topic. I also just wanna reiterate na when you're happy with what you're doing, it's only natural that you become excellent in what you do.
Yeah.
Because you're happy with it. Na instead of pushing yourself to strive and be good at something that you don't like to do, it's a lot easier to be good at something that you love to do. And nakita ko sa buhay ni Kuya Drew, I remember na nag-uunang hirit si Kuya Drew nun eh. Tapos nag-shoot pa kami ng show. So minsan madaling araw kami natatapos, tapos gigising siya ng 5 a.m. kasi magla-live siya sa unang hirit. And I would always ask him, paano mo na pagsasabay yung kailangan mong gumising ng ang aga ng call time sa unang hirit, di ba? You know that, di ba? Tapos siya, after na nagta-travel pa siya. So, I mean, what I'm saying is, normally what happens when you're happy with what you're doing, yung excellence, yung galing mo sa trabaho, yung sipag mo, it follows. And it really does help.
And kitang-kita yun sa buhay ni Kuya Drew. Kaya pala ganun. Kasi ganito yung mindset niya.
Now, Kuya Drew, you took time bago ka nagpakasal, di ba? Hindi to kami interested kasi papakasal na ako bukas eh.
Wow!
joke lang. Bakit ka nag-take time? Or is it something that you intentionally decided on na, okay, aksidente lang ba na hindi ka agad nagpakasal or may in-enjoy ka ba muna sa buhay mo? Paano ba yun?
It was my relationship with Iya started out as just being friends, and I think if it didn't start that way, then parang I think it would have been different. Maybe, I don't know, but we started off really well, like really good friends, and then naging kami, and then people think kasi we got married nearly 10 years after it, but a lot of people don't know that on the 5th year, we were about to split up because parang we hit a plateau, and long story short, it's not it's not all dandy and happy vibes and everything. Of course, in every relationship, dadaan kayo sa certain trials and tribulations, or lots of bumpy roads along the way. But on that 5th year, parang something happened. A very huge conflict happened, and we were about to break up. But maybe because of that, we decided, but I realized na parang I really, really love you and I want to stay with you, parang ganyan. And both of us realized that, and then on the start of the 6th year, as in yung level of relationship namin talaga just kept on progressing. Yeah, kept on progressing, kept on getting better. And kung hindi nangyari yung clashing, yung away nung 5th year, feeling ko hindi mangyayari yun. So, like what they say, each and every time, you need to have those. You need to, go through those failures, big failures, big mistakes in your life, because you learn from those mistakes, diba? And that's what we did. We just constantly learned from our mistakes, became a better couple, and eventually we decided na parang, hey, I think this is it. So when we got married, wow, sobrang hinog na talaga yung relationship namin. And we decided to, syempre, di ba, usually, sige, let's get, I actually proposed 2012. So we had to wait 2 more years pa before we got married. And then we told ourselves, all right, I'm 42 years old already.
What?
So
I thought you were
I'm
like
already
32.
Yeah, I'm already 42, and that time parang baka hindi ko na malaro yung mga anak natin, baka naman we're waiting. But naisip ko, hindi, I'm gonna be healthy, and anyway, don't worry, I'm gonna be healthy, I'm gonna be very active so that kahit matanda na ako. Anyway, those one of my carrots on the stick. But going back to when we got married, we decided to, let's be together as a married couple for a year or two before we try, having a baby. Kasi there's nothing like kayong dalawa lang. Kasi before we got married, hindi kami live-in. Pare, sobrang hindi kami live-in. Talagang hindi man lamang kami nag-overnight. Pag nag-overnight kami, kasama namin yung mom niya. You know what I mean? So talagang very... Ano to? Hindi siya modern relationship. Okay, very. So, yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
About being married, Kuya Drew. Naman yung best part ng pagiging married man?
Yeah. Si Josh din po kasi
Coming from a married man.
Yeah, married.
Worth it ba yung pag-aantay?
Nakaka-relate ako kay Kuya Drew eh. Parang, alam ni Kuya Carl to kasi family din ni Kuya Carl. Hindi siya parang modern relationship ngayon na we've waited years bago namin
Bago na let's get it.
ma-enjoy
Let's get it
yung
on.
Tapos laging kasama yung parents nyo din.
Best part of being married is, before you're 100%, now you're 200%.
Nice.
Times
That's
two.
the best. There is nothing like having a companion for the rest of your life. Let's face it. When you're married, di ba parang habol mo is sex and all the
Kilig.
Good
hindi
stuff.
naman kiddie stuff, no, but andyan kasama yan. Pero pagtanda mo, alam mong babawas yan dahil tanda na kayo. But yung companionship, yung pagsasamahan nyo, yun yung pinaka-importante. I'm not even going to having kids, and that's a different di ba? I'm just saying about having
Marriage.
a companion for the rest of your life, and it's just awesome. I mean, syempre magkakaroon kayo ng away and whatnot, but yun nga yung masasabi ko, because of our 10-year relationship before getting married, malaking bagay yun dahil kahit paano na straight and out na namin yung gusot sa relationship namin kahit paano. Kasi, di ba, parang yung mga maliliit, plinansya mo na yun eh. Tapos nun, you can actually talk about deeper things in the relationship eventually.
Yeah.
How important is preparing for marriage para sa'yo, Kuya Drew?
How important? You can never prepare for marriage, bro. It's I'm not gonna be talking about getting ready spiritually or religiously, because I'm not a very religious kind of guy. It's very relative, and ako, for me, no, you can't. It's not because you're financially stable. No one's ever financially stable. Of course, if you're like super duper rich, then fine. But most often than not, hindi pa ako stable financially. You'll never be. You gotta. It's by feel. It's really by feel. So buti na lang kami dalawa ni Iya. We were just lucky to have felt that feeling na parang this is it. This is really it. We both feel good about it. We have faith in each other. And boom, 3 kids.
Yeah. And I think yung isang major factor dun sa success ng marriage nila is yung friendship nila.
Yeah.
Yun yung naging major factor. Kasi 'di ba parang ang hirap naman pag may companion ka na hindi mo kilala, 'di ba? To them knowing na tama ba 10 years
10 years
kayo?
silang
10 years. 'Di ba? So ang dami ng bagay na naayos.
True. And I think, if I may add, I think
go ahead.
binabasag nito yung mindset na when we talk about readiness, it only means financial stability. Because usually, yan yung mga mindsets ng mga tao na, I can only be ready if I have this X amount of money in my bank account. But readiness, again, it's so subjective. It's different for every person because every relationship is unique and every person is unique. And the way we say that we're ready differs from each other. So I guess ang pick up ko dito is it's very dangerous to compare one journey from another couple's journey na ganito kami nung asawa ko, so dapat ganyan din yung journey mo. Kasi merong iba na nagkaroon ng girlfriend nung high school, nagkatuluyan sila hanggang nag-asawa. It was a successful relationship. Meron din namang iba na 30 anyos na dun pa lang nila na-meet yung special someone nila. And it was also a successful relationship. And I think ang binabasag nito is we should stop stereotyping, even in the Christian sense, because we also have those, standards. And those standards are good. But I guess what's wrong is when we try to box people on how they should approach relationship just based on what worked for us. And there are people who are rich but are not emotionally mature yet. There are people naman na sobrang emotionally mature but cannot even support themselves. So there's really iba-iba talaga yung level of preparedness and yung standard natin to say na, oh yeah, I'm finally ready. Quiz, so okay na, you enjoyed 2 years of being married to Ate Iya. And then, eto na, may mga kids na kayo, naging tatay ka na. Meron ka bang expectation versus reality moment na yung pinapaint mo sa utak mo na if I'm gonna be a dad, ito yung gagawin ko. Tapos boom, reality hits na parang, okay, ito pala. May mga ganun ka bang experience?
A lot, actually. But I've always wanted to be a father because of how my father was to me and to my siblings. We felt that he was the best parent ever. Na tipong it felt we were excited to be a parent because of my dad. Na parang we were excited to share that love to our offspring right away. But yeah, going back to your question, absolutely. Na parang I'm gonna be the best dad. I'm gonna be ganyan. And then pagdating doon, oh my God, paano ko nga gagawin to? You know what I mean? Parang and then in reality, you have 24 hours in a day. So you spend like a good amount of hours at home, lalo na now, di ba? And a good number of hours just being there for your kid. Because nga, you're doing something else. Di ba? Parang, it should be a 24-hour job. But then again, you can't focus on them all the time because in reality, you have other stuff to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So feeling ko yun yung not a super detailed expectation versus reality example, but I hope you catch my drift when I say na parang before being a father na parang man, all the happy times and all the ganyan, but trust me, there will be times wherein mapapaisip ka, man, how can I be the best father I can be? Parang dami ko pang pagkukulang Alam mo yung ganon. So, may ganong factors din ko minsan. You wanna say hi to them first? Wait lang. Say hi.
Ayan na nga. Ayan na nga.
Say hi. Say hi.
Hi! Primo!
Hi daw.
Ayan.
Say hi. Okay.
Sana all. No, I just want to highlight the value of fatherhood. Of parang good fathers create good fathers.
Tama.
And feeling ko yung upbringing ni Kuya Drew, yun talaga yung pinaka naging pundasyon niya to be a good father now.
Yeah.
Kasi meron siyang naging modelo.
Yeah.
Pero Kuya Drew, anong masasabi mo sa mga bata na lumaki ng walang maayos na father figure? Siyempre, madami talaga ang broken families. And not everyone had that privilege of growing up with a dad.
I have to go back, no? My folks were separated back in 1987 when I was 7 years old. So it wasn't a normal family situation for us.
Wow.
But I've also met a friend who, ano ba to? His relationship with his dad was definitely the opposite of my relationship with my dad, because his dad prioritized work. I mean, ganun talaga kung minsan, di ba? They prioritize work. Nawalan ng oras dun sa anak. Siyempre, successful sila dun sa aspeto ng buhay nila. Pero pagiging parent, yun medyo pagkukulang nila. But I spoke to this guy because, of course, he's a very close friend of mine. And now he's got kids. And his mindset is, because of what happened to him, his relationship, yung pagkukulang ng tatay niya sa kanya, nasa utak niya kagad na hindi mangyayari yun sa mga anak ko.
Good.
Gets? So parang it's totally the opposite na parang alam kong ayokong mangyari yun sa akin. So, gets mo? Parang siya na mismo nag-isip na parang, hindi, magiging nandyan ako sa mga anak ko.
Yes.
So, it really depends on your mindset, really.
Yeah.
You can actually do a 180, degree turn, or you're gonna be just hitting yourself na parang, no, ganito talaga ako wala akong father figure. It's really up to you anyway. It's really up to you.
Wow.
Parang natutunan ko din is, parang your past can affect you in a certain way. Pero you have the decision
Yes.
sa buhay mo.
Yes.
You have the decision on how you're gonna live your life.
Ako meron akong gustong itanong kay Kuya Drew.
Go.
Kuya Drew, meron ka po bang culture na gustong parang sineset sa family mo? Lalo na sa mga anak mo, ganyan na. La primo. Tapos yung gusto mong mabaon nila pagtanda nila, and once na maging dad na din sila or magkaroon na sila ng family.
Great. The Drew Impartation.
Wow. No, it's for me, it's life should be simple. Life should be simple in a way that stress it's really up to you. It's your choice to be stressed or not. Don't get me wrong, yung bad stress yung pinag-usapan ko. The good stress kasi when you exercise, you work hard, with your body, that's the good stress So it really strengthens your body. So kung you have to be immune. But the bad stress is parang, man, you're stressed out with work, you're whatever, ganyan. That's the bad stress. And for me, it's always a choice. And the one of the things that I want to impart sa kanila is that, happiness is just around the corner. You can find happiness in so many things. And I think that should be the foundation of your life. Kumbaga parang, you listen, you ask yourself, why am I doing this? Does it make me happy? If it makes me happy, yay! You know what I mean? So it's so simple, but it's so effective. You think about it. What you're doing now, are you guys having fun doing the podcast?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Isipin mo, is it taking up too much of my time? I mean, is it worth it in terms of monetary? Things will, it will come, but are you happy? Diba? So, feeling ko that type of mindset, hopefully, magigets nila yun na parang GV all the time, papa or mama. Alright? Parang enjoy ako, parang, what do you want to be? Papa, I don't know, when I get old, probably, I just want to build stuff here at home, or I want to be a gardener, or I want to be a CEO, or I want to be... So, parang, you get the, parang, sure, it could be the simplest of whatever work, but if you're happy, then you're good. You want to be a doctor or CEO, then you're good. Basta importante, masaya ka.
Wow.
So, yung na-pick up ko dun is, parang maging nandiyan ka lang palagi para sa kids mo, support mo sila, maging happy ka lang, show your love sa mga kids mo, sa family mo, and support them. And as a father po, how did quarantine affect the quality of relationship with your family?
Yeah.
It didn't really change much because, like what I said, I'm not your typical 9 to 5, job. I didn't have that 9 to 5 job wherein wala ako sa bahay, wala yung mom sa bahay. Kahit pre-pandemic, Tuesday, I do my taping for like a few hours during lunch in GMA. And then I'm back home. And then I do my travel show Wednesday, Thursday, 2 days. So I'm just pretty much gone for 2.5 days. And I'm normally home. So parang it never really... Konting change lang na I'm mostly home. But ever since before naman, parang we're mostly home. So we're very fortunate to have that type of situation. And there's nothing like yung lalaki yung mga anak mo with you. At your grandparents, at yayas and whatnot. Siyempre, malaking tulong sila. But iba talaga kapag ikaw mismo yung nandyan.
Great. Grabe. Punong-puno ng wisdom yung ating KwentoJuan. We still have so many questions, but naka 3 days na yata tayo dito sa kwentuhan natin. Kuya Drew, meron ka bang, anong mapapaya mo para sa amin, mga men who would soon to be fathers? Ano yung mga, anong mga tips na pwede mong maipabaon naman sa amin naman?
Relax ka lang. Relax ka lang dahil it's gonna be tough, but there's nothing that you can't do. You know, knowledge. We're very lucky because knowledge is, you know, just tip of your fingertips. Google, help me, or just being there for your wife as a first-time mother is so important. So important. Sure, you will have your hula baloo and your exciting your exciting roller coaster experiences as a father, first-time father. But ang pinaka-importante dyan, you have to be just there for the first-time mother, which is your wife. And don't be alarmed if all the attention is on the baby. Mawawala ka ng attention talaga dahil syempre all focus is on the baby. Yung sinabi sa kanya asawa ko, parang yung lumabas si Primo for the first time, parang, how many months na? Kasi meron siyang binabasang libro Sabi niya, nga pala, wait, sabi nila dito na parang kailangan kamustahin ko yung asawa ko. Love, kamusta ka? Sabi ko, niloloko ko lang siya. Pero sabi ko, niloloko lang, okay lang. So anyway, yun lang yun. Yeah, you gotta be okay. You just have to be there. Because, dude, mas matindi yung pinagdaan ng asawa mo, no? Things are gonna be fine.
Nice.
Grabe, parang gusto ko na mag-asawa.
Actually, yung nagkukwento si Kuya Drew, parang gusto mo na magkapamilya. Diba? Meron kasi mga hindi na naniniwala sa marriage, hindi na naniniwala sa... Merong iba talaga gave up on themselves building a family because they think, well, kung ito lang din yung ipapasa ko, wag na lang. May mga ganun And I hope na... Ako kasi na-inspire ako na magpakasal na bukas, ganun. Hanapin ko lang muna.
Patapusin mo ng ECQ. Para mas marami makapunda.
Akala ko mas marami ka mapakasalan. Mali. Kuya Drew, thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing wisdom. We learned so much from you. Sana pag wala ng pandemic, makakape ka man lang namin.
Yeah. Makapag-adventure,
makasama kami sa travel.
Kilala mo naman ako, Carle. Alam mo, di ba, kaya nga binisita rin kita sa peta mo dahil alam mo, naniniwala ako sa kinabukasan ng ating lipunan, which is you guys, di ba? Parang if we have an opportunity to kind of influence or give a bit of, you know, some nuggets of wisdom na we feel na effective naman in terms of living happy, then by all means, you know, why not share it with other people? And I think you guys, with this podcast, you guys are doing it, man. You guys are doing it. So props to you guys.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
And more power to you, Kuya Drew, sa maraming pang biyahe. And to being a father. May bala ka pa bang sundan? Yung daughter mo? Ilang anak ba gusto mo?
Hindi na muna. Okay na muna yan, bro.
Okay, regards to everyone, regards to Ate Iya. Maraming salamat sa wisdom mo, Kuya Drew. At sa lahat ng mga nanonood ng podcast na to, we hope that you guys learned something from us today.
Kasi we learned
Kuya
so
Drew,
much.
Invite mo naman sila sa vlogs mo, YouTube mo, everything. Napakadaming negosyo ni Kuya Drew.
Sobra.
As in.
Sobra.
Napakadami.
Hindi. Of course, we have our little shows on GMA like AHA, which is pretty much focused on educating the kids. We air every Sunday. I forgot na the time na kasi papalit-palit na during the pandemic, but it's every Sunday. And then we have, of course, Behind ni Drew on GMA News TV, and I think they're also airing it on GMA now because of the pandemic. Yeah, pretty much that's it, man. Pretty much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kuya Drew.
And we hope to see you and meet you very soon.
Yes.
Very soon.
Salamat. And this has been
KwentoJuan.
What's up, guys? And syempre, to make our episode more fun,
Exciting and amazing.
Exciting. Kahit naman, lagi naman exciting. And syempre, sobrang dami natin natutunan, di ba, kay Kuya Drew?
Yes.
Pero para naman, maging mas light yung feeling, meron tayong game na ang tawag ay...
Category.
Category game. Category game.
Category.
So ano bang gagawin natin dito?
Category.
Simple lang yan. Bubunot ang bawat isa sa atin. At
isa.
bawat isang bubunutin natin ay category. At
Magsasabi
ngayon,
isa-isa.
magsasabi isa-isa.
So ano to? A to Z?
Hindi, depende nga sa category.
Depende.
For example,
Magbigay ka
fruit.
Ganyan. So, basta may masagot. Basta may masagot. Ang hindi makasagot sa ang hindi makasagot or ang makaulit ay tanggal na.
Tanggal
Sa banda. Okay lang. Tanggal na
Ganon?
Hindi, tanggal na sa game. Sa game
Okay.
lang. Okay. Baka ako yung matanggal. Okay, simulan natin kay...
Hindi. Si
Kay
Kyle
Joshua
yung-
naman.
Siya naman yung bubunot, pero siya yung unang magsasalita.
Yes,
Okay.
siya yung magbigay ng category.
Okay.
Ang unang category ay
Let's get it.
basic needs during pandemic.
Okay.
Okay.
You first.
Ako magsimula? Ay,
Sino ba?
Hindi, dapat
Josh.
mabilis.
Dapat si Josh na mabilis.
Okay,
Go.
alcohol.
Face mask.
Pagkain.
Face shield.
Tissue.
Ako ba?
Three.
John Rocks. What? Panlinis.
Food.
Yung sabi na.
Ayun.
sabi na.
Sayang.
Tanggal na ako sa banda.
Hindi, sa game lang, sa game. Hindi, ikaw na yung bubunot ng category.
Okay, sige.
Kaya ka na. So, pwede na, payagan na natin.
Oh, di ba?
Panlinis
Kasi-
di ba?
Panlinis. Kasi inisip ko, Lysol nga pala
This
isa.
is not a paid advertisement.
Ano ba yun?
Na-caught off guard ako sa Don Rock. Kala ko pang hugas ng damit.
Hindi, panlinis.
Okay.
May nakita kasi ako dito.
Okay. Ang next category ay lugar sa Bulacan.
DRT.
Malolos!
Santa Isabel.
Bustos.
Hagunoy.
Kalumpit.
Dakila.
Bulacan.
Hindi, si ano?
Hindi, tapos na siya.
San Marcos.
Nalito na ako.
Di pa nagsasalita si Kael.
Nagsalita siya. Dapat si Josh na.
Oh, nagsalita na din
Wait,
siya.
tanggal na si RJ, di ba?
Wait! Bakit sinabi ni Josh Bulacan sa Bulacan niya?
Bulacan.
Bulacan.
Okay, gets.
Galing.
So, tuloy pa tayo.
Ulit.
Nalito na ako.
Ulit. Game. Ibahin ko na yung
Category.
Okay. Lugar sa bahay.
Kwarto.
Banyo.
Balcony.
Powder room.
Oh, yaman!
Sorry.
Storage room.
Walk-in closet.
Wow.
Garage.
Lanay.
Wow.
Lalay.
Terrace.
Ay,
Kusina.
nasabi sa balcony.
Iba yun.
Sorry.
Kusina.
Bubong.
Foyer.
Kwarto ni Doding Daga.
Kwarto na sabi mo na.
Kwarto ni Doding
Ano
Daga.
kwarto? Wala.
Pwede ba yun?
Wala na.
Bawal yun.
Pwede ba yun?
Sabi mo na.
Siyempre may
Bawal daw.
Bawal daw.
Paano kung wala kaming doding daga? Ikaw lang.
Kami meron.
Ang social naman ng daga niya may kwarto. Ako nga wala eh.
Don't box your experience nga eh.
Sorry.
Iya-house tour mo ba yun? Doding daga.
Ano ba yung punye?
So, ayan, meron.
Foyer.
Foyer. Parang doon nagtitipon-tipon yung mga tao. Yaman mo naman, may foyer ka.
Ano yung isa pa niya sinabi?
Lanay.
Lanay. Ano yun?
Akala ko ano yun eh.
Wala doon si
Ako.
nanay.
Lanay.
Wala si nanay doon.
Ano
Anay.
yun yung maraming langgam?
Anay yun.
Sorry. Bunot ka na, category. Tama na to.
Ito, next category. Napakahirap nito.
Okay.
Ano yan?
Songs ng The Juans.
Ate ng mundo.
Umaga.
Hindi tayo pwede.
From.
Lumalapit.
Itutulog na lang.
Magkasama.
Panaginip.
Manalangin.
Hatid.
Yakap.
5,
Alam niya.
4.
Hindi natin kata
Ay,
yun.
hindi natin katayan.
Kanta natin yun.
5,
Kata yun.
Di ba natin kanta?
5, 4, 3.
Panaginip.
Nasabi na.
Nasabi na.
Nasabi na. Okay.
Okay.
Sayang ang 1 million.
Dahil si Kael lang na-eliminate,
Dahil ako na-evict,
Patay.
Lanay pa nga.
Panay.
walay.
Bulot ka sa bandisal.
Ito na pala.
Kael, hirapan mo.
Lugar sa Antarctica.
Snow?
Hindi.
Igloo?
Penguin?
Joke lang. Branches of science.
Wow!
Biology.
Psychology?
Wala.
Pwede.
Meron.
Botany.
Chemistry?
Pwede.
Physics.
5, 4.
Hindi ko na alam. Medicine? Pwede ba yun?
Pwede.
Zoology.
Pwede.
Nasabi ko na yung botany.
Meteorology.
Meteor.
Hindi ko alam.
Dami coach ah.
Call a friend.
Ewan, di ko alam. Di ako maganyan. So, binibigay ko na yung panalo kay Carl. Kasi wala akong masasagot siya.
Wala pa lang there, no?
Wala lang. Bragging rights.
Yes.
Bragging rights.
Tsaka mayabang ako.
Mag-uwi ng
KwentoJuan.
At fishbowl.
Ay, salamat. At... Ano? Okay, so sana guys, na-enjoy nyo itong buong episode na to. You know, we try to keep it fresh.
Alam ko na yung prize mo. Ito si Intraboard.
Ibubulsa.
May ano yan, may nakasulat sa likod.
May dedication.
Gift certificate.
Pero ang challenge, isasakay mo sa motor.
Katabi mo magtulog.
Okay.
Yakap-yakap.
Sige na nga, ikaw na nga mag-close. Total, bibo kayo.
Ayan guys, so maraming salamat po sa pagtiis sa aking mga corny jokes at sa aming little game. Sana ay na-enjoy nyo
Yes.
to. Don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel if you want more contents and more KwentoJuans from us.
And syempre, share your insights. Mag-comment kayo. And
Binabasa namin yung comments.
that's right. Ipakalat nyo tong kwento
At para ma-update kayo sa aming mga latest release, click nyo ang notification bell.
At para magtuloy-tuloy pa tong YouTube channel namin,
Subscribe.
mag-subscribe na kayo.
Subscribe.
At panoorin nyo ng paulit-ulit. Kahit hindi na kayo nakatingin. I-play nyo lang. Parang awa nyo na.
Don't skip ads.
Ads.
Yeah, don't
Thank you,
skip your
guys.
breakfast and the ads that you
Don't
see.
skip ads to our fans.
So that's it for today.
Hashtag.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.